What's up, everyone? It's Clancy, and today we're going to be talking about a juicy topic here on the Channel of Life. I don't know where that just... Channel of Life, yeah, this is the Channel of Life. And even if you're not a reporter, which I know 95% of my subscribers are not TV news reporters. I mean, hello, I know that. But I still do think that this is a relevant topic, or at least something that I think you would find interesting, because it's no secret that my job has a lot to do with appearance. I mean, it just does. Like, we can sit here all day and be like, oh no, it has nothing to do with appearance. I don't think twice about what I look like before I go on air for thousands of people to see. It's just all about the scene and the information. Okay, yeah, that stuff, obviously, more important than appearance. That's why I'm there. But to sit here and say I don't think twice about what I look like on TV, oh my god, I'm sorry, but I'm not ever gonna say that because it's gonna be false, and I try to be as real with you guys as possible, even if it doesn't make me look good. I'm pretty sure this entire video is not gonna make me look good, but we're just keeping it real. That's important. So yeah. So a little backstory I guess I'll start with today. I was doing live segments, live shots at the Ohio State House, which I'm about an hour, 20 minutes from. Never been there before in my over a year and a half reporting in Dayton. It's like a special thing to do because we were swearing in our 70th governor, so big deal. Went to the Ohio State House, was gonna be like a wonderful, you know, live shots in front of the State House. I knew what I wanted to say. I was prepared, basically. Prepared, and I thought it was, you know, gonna be good. I was gonna go back to the station, watch the segments, maybe put one of them up online on my Facebook page. But then I, you know, got back to my computer, logged on, and saw I looked ugly. Like, seriously? In some of the shots, not so much. In a lot of them, yes. My hair, I'll show you. There was this one hair that was just messed up in like the most disgusting, weird way. In a lot of the shots, I didn't realize one of my buttons of my coat wasn't even buttoned. You might be sitting here, by the way, and thinking, Clancy, no one noticed that. If you are thinking that, thank you. That's what I told myself to make myself feel better. But it's just funny. What I'm saying is you just don't know what you look like when you're in the moment, okay? So like, it's just funny to get back to the station and be like, wow, all these things were wrong with me all morning. I literally had no idea. So with my job as a reporter, you don't know what you look like until you're done with all of your shots in the morning. I go live about 8 times a morning, once every half hour, and I don't know what I look like until I get back. And it's all too late, and I can't fix that hair or that coat or whatever it is. When you're in studio, for the anchors, you see what you look like right away. You know if you look bad. It's right there. Like, the monitors are there. You can see everything. Reporter, it's a little bit different. Especially with reporters, you deal with weird lighting. So in the studio, you have the same exact lighting every single day. So if you hate that lighting, that sucks. But if you like it, good for you, because you're good. That's it. This is the professional lighting that they like strategically plan to make you look good and bright and all that. Reporters, we don't have that luxury. So I can't tell you how many times I get back to the station and I look at the footage and I'm like, oh my gosh, that is what I looked like all morning long. That is fabulous. And it sucks. I mean, it obviously sucks just to, you know, be like, wow, like my hair, it really a lot of times is my hair that's messed up. But I'm like, oh my gosh, like that is what humans saw. Not to mention there have been cases where like, I'm like covering like things where I'm running around from location to location and I go on air looking, honestly, in my opinion, unprofessional, where it's like, why didn't someone tell me my hair was like on just everywhere? Like, and I don't notice, and I have male photographers, which, I mean, I'm literally like not blaming, you guys know Kyle, I'm not blaming him at all. He has every single thing in the world other than this to worry about, but it is funny, I always joke, I'm like, Kyle, like, if only you were a girl, you would have told me that I had lipstick on my teeth. That's happened before. Yeah, life. Okay, so yes, Gaby, do you ever get back to the studio, look at your segments, and realize you don't look good?
I'm ugly and I'm proud. Yes, I do. I think that's definitely something super normal. Just the way that people are also like, you don't like the sound of your own voice. Like when you hear it on a recording or something, I think you definitely feel that too when you first see yourself on air. The first time I saw myself, I didn't even know I was gonna go on that day. So I'd been shadowing Clancy and our other reporter, Rachel, and Clancy was sick that day. So they asked me if I'd, you know, be ready to go into the studio and do my first segment. And I was so scared, but I was like, you know what? Yes, I'll do this. I do it, and I feel like I read it fine. I felt fine about it. And then I remember walking back into my little desk there and like watching it back, and I just had this moment where I was like, oh my god, like I looked so bad. Is that what I look like on air? Like, did I choose the wrong field? Am I gonna forever think this about myself? And then I immediately like really nervously sent it to my parents, and they were just like, wow, that was so great, blah, blah, blah. And I was expecting them to be like, wow, like maybe this just wasn't the field for you. But I definitely had all those thoughts going through my head because I just wasn't used to even seeing myself on, like, you know, with that angle or with that lighting or anything. And
yeah.
I probably looked exactly the same as I look in real life, but just because I'm not used to seeing myself like that, I was so nervous. And that was just a very normal day where I've had actual embarrassing things happen to me all the time, like, especially with the wind. You know, when people are like in a convertible and they have that, like, that beautiful wind like catching your hair, but then you actually ride in a convertible and realize like it's not glamorous at all. That's how the wind is for reporters. You really just have to film wherever you're gonna have like the location behind you. So even if the wind is going this way, but you've got, you know, whatever, the monument or the rally or whatever happening that way, you have to film that way. So ladies, you know, with the hair, you're gonna have a lot of it flying everywhere, and you try not to, you know, be touching your face all the time. You try to pretend like you don't know what's happening, but I definitely had like a hair that was just staying here, and like you definitely know what's happening.
But yeah, so I mean, if you're going into the TV news business, like that is something you're gonna have to think about. Like, this is one of the reasons I almost didn't become a news reporter, and I was about to be a print journalist where I type away for like a newspaper or something. And one of the reasons, like one of the huge reasons, was because I didn't want to have to care about what I looked like every day and become so vain. Because yes, this industry is extremely vain. I mean, you could not get a job for being overweight or too thin, or your hair isn't the right color, or your skin is not the right color. So they could be looking for an African American male, or they could be looking for a Caucasian girl, which would be awesome for me, but not awesome for the Asian girl who's applying, who they simply just don't want because of what she looks like. And look, like, I'm not like saying that like this isn't like an evil thing that they're doing. It's like, it kind of makes sense. Like, you want your newsroom to be as diverse as possible. You know, it's important to not just have all Caucasians or all people who are African American. Like, you want a diverse newsroom, which if you look at a lot of newsrooms, it's really not like that. I think there should be a variety. Just sucks when you're the variety that they don't need at that moment, because it changes. So to say that appearances don't matter for broadcast is lying. But to say that you have to be a supermodel or perfect is false. I just stuttered. That was wonderful. You do not need to be a supermodel. No one needs to get their news from a supermodel. Honestly, you don't. What truly does matter is, you know, like that you can speak and the information you're saying. Like, that's the most important. Don't get me wrong. That will always be the most important. But then when there's two people who can speak the same, they're gonna go with the person who looks more presentable. And so I think this is just like a funny, like weird, what's the word? Con of my job. A lot of people, like if you're an accountant or if you're, I feel like whenever I'm giving career examples, I always go to accountant. Literally, like anything. If you're a freaking wedding planner, if you're a home designer, if you're this, if you're that, your looks really don't matter too much. You know, obviously you want to look presentable, but they really don't stop you from getting the job. For my industry, like, looks matter, and it's weird, and it's just annoying to go back and see. Oh, by the way, I do not want sympathy. I do not want anyone commenting down below being like, oh my gosh, you looked fine. Like, listen, I don't think I literally looked like a monster or a troll or anything. I'm just like, it's funny that like I get back to the station and I'm like, are you kidding me? And you almost can't really even complain, because it's like, I chose this career. Could have chosen a different career if I didn't want to deal with this. You know what I mean? Like, I chose this, and I go along with it. I wake up every morning and put on 5 pounds of makeup. Like, I do my hair. Oh, my hair, truly, a lot of times I don't do it, but I try to do my hair. I really do. I really do try.
And I know it's easy to like zero in on how you look or, you know, your appearance that day, but just know that the content and what's coming out of your mouth and what you're saying is definitely more important. So that's what you should be putting your weight in. But that comes with time, because it was hard for me at first too. I kept thinking about how I looked and everything, but just like, know that nobody is ever going to feel like you look perfect in every segment and every shot. You're not always gonna have that beautiful like golden light behind you. And also, I mean, Clancy usually film in the dark, and then you just get like the bright beam of light on you, and
it's just not a good time. Not to mention, you see people on TV and like I'll be the first to notice like, oh my gosh, like that's out of place, or like that, oh my god, like, so I am not some sort of like victim. I am a part of it. I think it's just part of our society, and it's one of those things you really just can't help. It's just natural. But yeah, I hope this little video just gives you a different perspective maybe. I want to hear your thoughts as always. You know, what do you think? Even like, I love hearing the thoughts of people as viewers. So like, I'm obviously not a viewer, I'm a reporter. My thoughts are skewed. They're never gonna be just normal, you know what I mean? Like, I have the perspective of behind the scenes. What are your thoughts as a viewer? I mean, like, do you see any news reporters, news anchors, and you like actually like think about their appearance? Or like, oh my gosh, they they shouldn't look like that, or wow, they look great. Like, what do you think? I'm pretty intrigued to hear that. But yeah, that is everything for now. I hope you guys enjoy this kind of rambly video. Which video of mine isn't? I mean, that doesn't exist. The limit does not exist. If you're not already following my social media, I will have links down below so that you can watch all of my random behind the scenes. But until next time, goodbye. That was weird. Bye.